Let's go ahead and stay on the topic of sports while I have you guys here. So Caitlin Clark, of course, was selected #1 overall by the Indiana Fever. That's the WNBA team you never knew existed, as all the rest of them that you also don't know exist. Or is that just me? I don't know. The Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA Draft. And there's a lot of controversy, guys, because she is set to make, in her rookie year, $76,335. And feminists everywhere are so mad because they're saying that is way too low. She was #1 in the WNBA draft. She deserves to be making millions because all those men, this is sexism, because all those men in the regular NBA make millions and millions of dollars, and poor Caitlin Clark, who is the best player in the draft, obviously at #1, poor Caitlin Clark is only making $76,000. And it's not just feminists. It's also the president of the United States who tweeted out, "Women in sports continue to push new boundaries and inspire us all. But right now, we're seeing that even if you're the best, women are not paid their fair share. It's time that we give our daughters the same opportunities as our sons and ensure women are paid what they deserve." It's sexism, okay? It's not the fact that nobody watches the freaking WNBA. It's definitely sexism because the president said so.
You know, you're right, Sarah. Nobody watches the WNBA until Caitlin Clark comes around. Like, no one watched women's college basketball until Caitlin Clark came around. She actually is a superstar. And
to be fair, I still don't watch women's college basketball.
That's fine. Like, believe me, I understand that. But I mean, it was the highest, her championship was the highest rated game in any basketball game, men's or women's, in the last 5 years. Like, that is a legitimate star, right? Like, it is. Looking at your salary breakdown there, my guess is the Fever pick up the team option for $96,000 in year 4. Yeah. I think they might just do that tomorrow. She's going to be worth it to this franchise. And she does bring a lot of money in. But like, just like the NBA, when the NBA was a league that nobody paid attention to, those early stars did not make a lot of money. They made basically nothing. It wasn't until they built on multiple generations of stars that people started making $15, $20, $25, $30 million and up to $70 million, right? That's something that happens after a very long time. You're building off the backs of other stars. Look, Caitlin Clark would say that because she seems to be very nice and have her head on her shoulders, unlike many of the other stars in the WNBA and in college, she would probably say, well, I respect and we're so thankful for all the people that came before me. But the bottom line here is she's a unique phenomenon. Yeah. She is turning this sport from absolutely nothing into something. And look, she is the type of player that will she be a big draw to the WNBA? Probably initially, for sure. Mm-hmm. Maybe people will get bored of the whole spectacle and that will fade away. Who knows? But like, this is a league that has never made money, and it's been around for 26 years. It has lost money every single year it's been in existence, and it has been subsidized by the boy players every single year it's been in existence. This is not a success story. It's been a long-term failure that may turn into something someday. But so far, it's just been a giant money loser.
Yeah, Dan, Joe Biden says women should be paid what they're worth, but they are apparently in the WNBA because they are I know they're losing money, but they're making $60 million a season with their TV contracts compared to the NBA, who's just making $2.7 billion annually.
Yeah. So when Biden says that she should get paid what she deserves, I mean, is he asking for her to get a pay cut? I think some people ran the numbers and they were saying that actually the average salary, compared to the total pie, from what the individual gets is actually higher for the WNBA players. So if Biden's saying get paid what she deserves and we want equal pay, they might have to cut her pay a little bit. And a lot of that, like you said, is subsidized by the NBA, which is just remarkable. Another interesting thing about this is the left is sort of in a intersectionality conundrum here, because I don't know if you paid attention to, there's all the race talk too as well around Caitlin Clark, and I think Jameel Hill said something about like, well, she's being like, it's because she's white that they're like really propping her up and stuff, and they're really paying extra attention to her. So now they're like, well, wait a minute, we have to say yay women but we can't quite say it too loud because she's a white woman. So we've got to like they're just kind of like torn on that whole thing.
Funny.
But yeah, I mean, she's going to make millions of dollars, by the way, either way. Like she doesn't care. She does
already
not
made
care
millions
about
of dollars.
She's already made millions of dollars. So, but it is absolutely ludicrous to call for these higher salaries because, like you said, nobody's there, and including not these feminists.
Right.
All the feminists yell about equal pay. And as the comedian Bill Burr pointed out, Stu and I were watching this clip, and it's just absolutely hilarious. He goes on an 8-minute rant on this thing, but the feminists are not buying. They're not lining up. He's like, where are all the blue hairs in the stands, filling the stands and saying everyone needs to watch this? They're just not there for it at all. And you know, it is what it is at this point for the WNBA.
It's like, I don't blame me. You guys aren't buying tickets either.
Right.
You don't want to go watch that. It's boring.
But it's not like there's not opportunity there for them to support this stuff because they're all supporting like Kim Kardashian and she's making millions of dollars but they don't want to watch basketball. It's just kind of proving the point that they'd rather watch Kim Kardashian and them yell at each other or talk about makeup or whatever they do.
Right.
Than watch a basketball game.
I saw there was a Daily Mail headline. I think it was Daily Mail. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, you won't believe how cheap you can get tickets to an Indy and a Fever game. I was like, no, I will.
I totally believe that will.
Totally believe it.
I don't even know what it is, but I definitely will believe it. Are they free?
Are they going to pay me to go? Yeah. And there is this sort of defeatist attitude here from this perspective, and that like there's this idea that like men have to help make this a thing. Like male sports fans need to get over their sexism and come rescue the WNBA when there's 50% of our country are women. They have plenty of money.
Out there.
They can go out there and they can all hang out at WNBA games with like row after row around them that's nice and wide open. They can stretch their legs. It's very easy. They choose not to because it's not a product that people want, right? Like they have no desire because they don't care about sports, and men have no desire because they don't care about this particular sport. Now, we saw when Caitlin Clark did things that we've never seen before, and like she really is an amazing athlete, and you know, taking shots from like where Steph Curry takes shots, people got interested. It's not like they're against women's basketball because they don't like women's basketball.
It's because she's great. This is what I've said before. It's greatness. People are attracted to greatness. When Tiger Woods was dominating, people were watching golf. I mean,
Mike Tyson.
I love golf, but people that could think golf is the most boring thing you could possibly watch on television. They were watching Tiger Woods because he's great. and it's
Mike
the same.
Tyson's another example. Like, I mean, like boxing was at its peak in those age, arguably. Muhammad Ali, same thing, where like when you had that dominance, that person who's so incredible, you show up to see it. Like, and Caitlin Clark has hit that standard. It's really legitimately impressive, and they will sell. They'll probably sell out every single road game they play this year because of her. But like, it's just her. Right. The whole rest of these games, it looks like terrible women's basketball that I've been complaining about for the last 20 years.
They would need, I mean, and this could be the first step. Maybe more kids will be inspired by Caitlin Clark, and maybe you'll get a better crop of athletes coming up. But to your point, like the generally women's basketball, like I was a Division III college player, and I am convinced that in my college time, like playing in the WNBA, I could have averaged 35 points a game. Not because I'm a great player, but just because I could jump a little bit, right? Like you watch most of the women like can't do that. And that's kind of a big part of basketball.
How's that vertical jump these days?
It's not good.
Okay, pop quiz. Name 3 WNBA teams.
Oh, okay. I might
know this.
Well, Indiana Fever. Does that count?
No. Yeah, go ahead. You can count that.
New York Liberty?
I think that is one.
What's funny is you could just
you could say anything.
Yeah, I don't know if it's right. I have no idea.
The Connecticut Mohegan Suns.
Right, because that's the only reason I know that one is because they play at a casino.
Yep.
So the Mohegan Sun is the casino, and it's named after the casino. I think it's
funny.
The Connecticut Sun, which is so stupid.
Ooh, scary.
Yeah.
You know what else is scary? Fever. Yeah. Ooh, these are very scary women's
Nothing like getting people to come to your game. Hey, come watch us. You'll get a fever. Like, I don't want a fever. Like, hey.
Popular name during the pandemic, especially.
Is New York? Is it New York Liberty?
I think New York Liberty is a team. Now
Liberty. That's scary.
I'm sure they embrace Liberty fully.
Yeah, in New York.
Well, yes, of course. There is a Dallas team, I think, and I cannot tell you what the name of it is.
Liberty?
They played right down the road. The Dallas Liberty, sir. It's the Dallas Liberty as well.
It's what control?
Wings.
The Wings.
Wing.
Dallas
That
Wings.
one.
Ooh, scary.
Phoenix Mercury. I remember that one as well. So we came up with like 3 or 4.
Mercury is scary, actually. Okay. In the little thermometers, if you,
there you go.
drop it, and it's poison. So that is actually, I like that one. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.